Hi, I'm Fox. Thank you so much for joining me for tonight's class. The theme of tonight's class is really rest and surrender, really learning to slow down the mind and have true rest. Not rest where we're thinking about all our things we have to do, but true rest where we allow the body to just release and relax. We are also coming into the fall and winter season, that time where we are meant to really drop in, hibernate, really take that time to reflect and be introspective. So to begin, we can bring two props to class where I want to make it nice and cozy so you can do this on your mat. I brought a blanket to put on my mat. You can bring another blanket for Shavasana at the end, whatever you feel best, but I feel the best props is definitely some type of pillow. I got Squishmallow, and then a block. You can also use a pillow if you do not have a block. So we will begin in a seated position. We can bring that block under our sit bones, crossing the legs. This really helps just elevate the hips and it makes it more comfortable and easier to kind of have a straight back while you are sitting. So we're just going to have our palms face up to the sky and just begin to breathe deeply. Noticing the rise and fall of the belly to the chest. Maybe trying to bring that air into the belly to really help slow you down. Now we can bring our palms face down. And we can just do some shoulder rolls. Slowly waking up the body. Stretching it out. Releasing any tension from the day. Opposite direction. Still breathing deeply. You can close your eyes maybe. Just really paying attention to how the movement makes you feel. Now we'll come back to center and we will drop the head to one shoulder and do some half circles over to the opposite shoulder, waking up the neck and really feeling into these sensations. If any thoughts come up, anything distressing or maybe energy from the day, just imagine those thoughts as clouds in the sky. And imagine yourself as you exhale, blowing those thoughts away. Come back up to center. Again, breathing deeply. You can open the eyes if they were closed. We're going to bring our palms face up. Bring our palms up to the sky. And then exhale, we are going to come to the left side and do a side stretch. Bringing the hand down to the mat. Opening up the shoulders. Keeping the chest lifted. Shoulders stacked. Back up to center. Opposite side. Noticing the sensations in the side body. Go back up to center. Palms face up. Again, just breathing deeply. Maybe you can start counting your breath, really trying to extend that exhale. So we'll start with inhaling 4, exhaling 4, and just slowly work our way up to 6. So ready. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Big inhale, filling up the belly, ribs, and chest. And exhale with a big sigh. Now we are going to come up into tabletop, so we can remove the block or the pillow, and we will come to bring our hands underneath our shoulders and our knees underneath our hips. Breathing deeply. We're going to do a few rounds of cat-cow. So on the inhale, drop that belly, tuck the tailbone up to the sky for cow. Exhale, arch that back, tuck the tailbone down to the ground for cat. Inhale, cow, releasing the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, cat. Really noticing the sensations in the body. Here. Following the natural rhythm of your breath. Maybe noticing the sensations. Paying attention where you feel the most. Maybe in the back. Maybe in the shoulders. Now I'll come back up to center. And we're just going to play around with it a little bit. Maybe doing some hip circles. Maybe swaying side to side. Just doing what feels best for the body. Not really caring how it looks. Just really stretching those hips, the back. Now I'll come back to center. We're going to tuck those toes, and come up to downward facing dog. Pressing firmly into the fingers, into the palms of the hands. Breathing deeply. Trying to push those hips up to the sky. Dropping the heels as close to the ground as you can. Now we're going to walk our hands to our feet for a standing forward fold. Now you can release your upper body onto your thighs, maybe grabbing opposite shoulders, swaying side to side. Or you can try to really elevate those hips and fold from those hips. Not trying to force yourself into anything. Just doing what feels best for the body. What the body needs. Now we'll come up for a halfway lift. We can bring those hands either to above our knees or on our shins, just kind of maintaining a straight back. And then exhale, drop down again. Noticing the sensations, maybe in the back of the legs, in the thighs. We'll inhale, sweep our arms up to the sky, palms together. And exhale, hands, heart center. Taking some deep breaths, staying where we are. Now we are going to come, sorry you can't see my face, we are going to come into either yogi squat or goddess, whatever feels best. So goddess, we are going to bring our feet out, our heels in, kind of spreading those legs out fairly wide and coming in to goddess. So again, we don't want the knees to go over the ankles. And then straightening that spine, pulling that tailbone down to the ground, really opening up those hips. Pressing firmly into the feet. Now we can stay here, or we can come into yogi squat. So we'll bring those feet in a little bit more. Again, toes out, heels together. And we will come in to a squat. We can keep our feet fully down if we have them further apart. Again, breathing deeply. Using those shoulders to open up the hips. Now, if you're in yogi squat, or if you are in goddess, you can kind of sway side to side, maybe bringing one arm down, the other arm up, playing around with what feels best, noticing all the sensations in the body, keeping that tailbone tucked down to the ground. Now, wherever we are, we will slowly come down to a seated position. Again, breathing deeply. Really noticing the opening in the inner hips. Can maybe massage our thighs or just run our hands on them. Really connecting to the body. And breathing deeply. Big inhale and exhale. Can use sound to help yourself relax. So on the inhale, just inhaling normally. And exhale, really sighing out all tension. And just breathing. Maybe close the eyes. Really tuning into your ears and your hearing. Noticing what you hear in your environment. Again, still maintaining a deep breath. We can open up our eyes. We're going to come back into tabletop, but we're not going to stay here long. We are going to bring those arms out wide, releasing the chest down to the ground. Now we can release the forehead onto the mat, or we can come up onto the chin to intensify the pose. Just doing whatever feels best. Having hips directly over knees, hips up to the sky, and the rest of your body surrendering forward to the ground below you. Now we're going to come back up into tabletop, maybe swing side to side. Just stretching out that body. Now we're just going to come into a little twist. So we are going to take the right arm, bringing it up to the sky, and then exhale, bringing it underneath your body. Releasing the head onto the mat. Keeping the knees directly over, the hips directly over the knees. Really releasing. Now we'll come back up to center. And we will do that on the opposite side. So bring that left arm up to the sky. And then exhale, bringing it under the arm. Coming to release the head down to the mat. Noticing the stretch in the shoulder. Just noticing all the sensations you feel. Breathing deeply. Relaxing the shoulders. Away from the ears. Now we can come back up into tabletop. And now we can either come in to full-on pigeon, or if that does not feel best, we can do it on our back. So on our back, it's a little bit different, but essentially when it comes to pigeon, we want to bring the front leg. It can be parallel, or if it does feel more comfortable, you can have it more bent back, but bringing one of the legs up and having the shin parallel to the front of the mat, having the other leg straight back, tucking that tailbone down to the ground. Again, breathing deeply, noticing the opening in the back and side of the front hip. Now you can stay here, or you can come and begin to fold over that leg. Again, breathing deeply, only going as far as is comfortable. The purpose is not to cause any pain. And really beginning to rest. Releasing any tension and negativity from the day into the mat below you, into the earth, for it to be turned into something better. And really breathing into that belly. Again, you can exhale with sound to help you relax. Now we'll come back up, bringing that leg back. We can do some stretches, whatever feels best, before we move and do that on the opposite side. Again, you can have the shin parallel, or it can come a little bit more into the pelvis. Come straight back. Noticing the maybe difference in this thigh compared to the other one. Noticing where you maybe feel tension. Really breathing into that spot. Now we'll exhale. Again, we can come to full down. Again, only coming as far as is comfortable. Just breathing deeply. Again, breathing into any spots of tension. Maybe the glutes, maybe the lower back. Just really breathing into that spot. Knowing that the slower seasons are coming and that we are allowed to relax. We are allowed to rest. In life, there's day and night. Inhale and exhale. Rest and surrender is always needed. So we'll come back up, back into tabletop, and we can come to lay on our back into Shavasana. Really breathing deeply. Having the palms face up to the sky. Sort of feel and receive all the energy. The rest and peace you have cultivated. Now we're going to bring our feet a little bit wider than width mats, or mat distance, and bring our legs, windshield wiper them side to side. Again, only going as low as is comfortable. Then we'll come back to center, giving ourselves a really, really, really big hug. Giving ourselves love and gratitude for showing up, for doing this practice. Now we can either come into happy baby, bringing the soles of our feet up to the sky, knees into our armpits, or if it feels too intense, we can bring the soles of our feet together. Again, we can stay in stillness, or we can rock side to side. Maybe playing around with stretching one leg and the other. Kind of, massaging the lower back on the mat while also stretching out those legs, those hips. We can drop our feet back down to the mat. Bring our legs out wide, or bring our legs straight. Maybe stretching and pointing those toes. Now, if this is not comfortable, you can bring the feet mat or wider than mat width distance and just have the knees kind of hug in and fall in together. Closing the eyes. Just breathing again. Tapping in to that breath. Again, maybe making sound. Bring in the mantra. I deserve rest. I deserve rest. And if you notice any thoughts coming up, returning to that breath, breathing into the belly, the ribs, the chest, and exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Doing this pattern on your own for a little bit. Shavasana is also called Shavasana because in Sanskrit it means corpse pose. This may sound morbid, but in reality it means that everything that you started off with in this practice, all the stress, all the thoughts of the day, you're now completely releasing those away and being reborn into a more calm and centered version of you. Now, you're going to come into fetal position. We can use our arm as a pillow. Just breathing deeply, releasing any last stress into the mat. Getting ready to drift off to sleep. Waking up rejuvenated, ready for the day ahead. We'll come back up into a seated position. We're going to sweep our arms up to the sky, palms together. And then exhale, palms heart center. Taking time to be grateful for ourselves, showing up for this practice, for our body, for our breath, for our mind. Being grateful for the elders and teachers of yoga and this philosophy. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. If you liked this video, please give me a like And let me know in the comments what you want in the future for yoga flows. Thank you so much. Bye.